Imagine a land where the ground is frozen solid for thousands of years. Above it lies the tundra, a cold and often desolate landscape teeming with life. But these frozen landscapes are changing, thawing at an alarming rate due to global warming. Permafrost and tundra environments are harsh but surprisingly fragile. The Arctic is warming twice as fast as the rest of the planet, causing permafrost to thaw and release greenhouse gases. This shift in vegetation affects the animals that depend on the tundra for their survival. The Arctic is a bellwether for the planet, a harbinger of what's to come if we don't act now. Understanding permafrost and tundra environments is crucial for regulating the global climate. We must reduce our carbon emissions and transition to a more sustainable way of living. Beneath the Arctic lies a hidden giant permafrost, a time capsule locking away organic matter for millennia. Permafrost is a mixture of soil, rock, and ice, bound together by the unrelenting cold. These vast frozen depths hold secrets to past climates and ancient ecosystems. The formation of permafrost is a slow and gradual process, a testament to the enduring power of time and cold. It begins with the gradual cooling of the ground over thousands of years. This process leads to the formation of permafrost, a testament to countless winters. Permafrost is a major player in shaping the landscapes and ecosystems of our planet. Its icy grip extends across vast swaths of the northern hemisphere. Mapping permafrost is essential for predicting how these frozen landscapes will respond to a warming climate. Permafrost is a diverse and dynamic entity, its composition varying greatly depending on its location and age. Organic matter plays a significant role in permafrost composition, representing a massive reservoir of potential greenhouse gases. Understanding the composition of permafrost is crucial for predicting how it will respond to changing environmental conditions. The tundra is a vast treeless expanse, where life has adapted to survive at the very edge of existence. Despite its harsh conditions, the tundra is teeming with life. Understanding the tundra is about recognizing its importance in the grand scheme of life on Earth. The tundra landscape reveals a surprisingly diverse and resilient plant community. These plants are the primary producers of the tundra ecosystem, forming the foundation of the food web. The tapestry of Tundra Flora is a testament to the power of natural selection. The tundra supports a surprising diversity of animal life, each species uniquely adapted to survive. From the iconic caribou to the cunning Arctic fox, these creatures are masters of adaptation. They are a testament to the incredible diversity of life on Earth. Section 4. A Symphony of Survival, the Tundra Ecosystem in Harmony. The tundra ecosystem operates in a delicate balance, a symphony of survival, where every organism plays a crucial role. Plants, animals, and the physical environment interact in a complex dance evolved over millennia. This balance is essential for the health of this unique ecosystem. At the base of the tundra food web are the producers, the plants. These hardy species convert sunlight into energy through photosynthesis. Caribou, musk oxen, lemmings, and Arctic hares rely on tundra plants. These herbivores become prey for the tundra's predators, including wolves, Arctic foxes, snowy owls, and jaegers. Predators regulate herbivore populations, ensuring plant community health. Decomposers break down dead plants and animals, returning nutrients to the soil. The tundra ecosystem is influenced by the physical environment. The permafrost layer regulates water drainage, soil temperature, and nutrient cycling. The short growing season and long daylight hours influence plant growth and animal activity. This balance faces unprecedented challenges as the climate warms. Understanding the tundra's interconnectedness is crucial for predicting and mitigating climate change impacts. The fate of the tundra depends on our ability to appreciate and protect this fragile ecosystem. Section 1. Guardians of the Climate, Permafrost and the Carbon Cycle. Permafrost acts as a massive carbon sink, locking away billions of tons of organic matter for millennia. This frozen carbon stabilizes the global climate system. As temperatures rise, thawing permafrost releases carbon, accelerating climate change. Methane, a potent greenhouse gas, is also released, further exacerbating warming. Protecting permafrost is essential for mitigating climate change. Section 2. An ancient archive, permafrost as a time capsule. Permafrost preserves more than just carbon. It acts as a natural time capsule, locking away remnants of past life and ancient ecosystems. Imagine unearthing a frozen mammoth, perfectly preserved, or discovering ancient seeds, holding genetic secrets. The freezing temperatures create ideal conditions for preservation. Organic matter remains trapped for thousands of years. This includes ancient DNA, viruses, and tools of past societies. Scientists have discovered well-preserved remains of Ice Age megafauna. Analysis of ancient DNA sheds light on their genetic makeup. Permafrost preserves pollen grains and plant remains. These archives provide a window into Earth's climate history. Studying permafrost is crucial for understanding climate change. Thawing permafrost releases greenhouse gases and risks degradation. Preserving these records is essential for understanding our planet's history. The tundra, despite its harsh conditions, teems with life, supporting a surprising array of biodiversity and providing a homeland for indigenous cultures intrinsically linked to this unique ecosystem. The tundra provides essential habitat for a diverse range of species, including iconic animals like caribou, musk oxen, Arctic foxes, and snowy owls. Indigenous peoples have lived in harmony with the tundra for millennia, their cultures deeply intertwined with this unique ecosystem. Protecting the tundra is essential for preserving biodiversity and respecting the rights and livelihoods of indigenous peoples. Permafrost and tundra environments, located at the forefront of climate change, serve as sensitive barometers, providing early warning signals of the profound transformations occurring on our planet. Imagine these frozen landscapes as sentinels, their thawing ground, shifting vegetation patterns, and altered animal behaviors sending urgent messages about the Earth's changing climate. These changes, while most pronounced in the Arctic and subarctic regions, have far-reaching consequences for the entire planet. One of the most visible signs of change in the Arctic is the rapid thawing of permafrost. As temperatures rise, the once solid ground is becoming increasingly unstable, causing roads to buckle, buildings to tilt, and infrastructure to crumble. This thawing also releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, further accelerating climate change and creating a dangerous feedback loop. Changes in tundra vegetation also signal a warming Arctic. As temperatures rise, shrubs and trees are expanding northward, encroaching on the tundra and altering the delicate balance of this ecosystem. This shift in vegetation impacts wildlife, alters carbon storage dynamics, and influences regional weather patterns. The behavior of animals, finely tuned to the rhythms of the tundra, is also changing in response to a warming climate. Caribou migration patterns are shifting, affecting the timing of their calving season and their access to essential food sources. Polar bears, reliant on sea ice for hunting seals, are facing shrinking hunting grounds and increased competition for resources. Monitoring changes in permafrost and tundra environments is crucial for understanding the pace and magnitude of climate change. These ecosystems, at the front lines of a warming world, provide invaluable data and insights that can inform global climate models, guide policy decisions, and inspire collective action to address the climate crisis. Permafrost and tundra environments, often perceived as remote and desolate, are integral parts of a healthy planet, playing vital roles in regulating climate, supporting biodiversity, and sustaining human cultures. Recognizing their importance and the threats they face is not just a regional concern, but a global responsibility, demanding collective action to ensure their preservation for generations to come. Imagine a world where the fate of these frozen realms is intertwined with our own, where their health reflects the health of the planet as a whole. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions, the primary driver of climate change, is paramount to protecting permafrost and tundra ecosystems. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, improving energy efficiency, and promoting sustainable land management practices are crucial steps in mitigating the impacts of climate change. Supporting scientific research and monitoring efforts is essential for understanding the complex dynamics of these environments and developing effective conservation strategies. Investing in research that advances our knowledge of permafrost thaw, carbon release, and ecosystem responses to warming is crucial for informing policy decisions and guiding conservation efforts. International cooperation is vital for addressing the global challenges facing permafrost and tundra regions. Sharing knowledge, resources, and best practices across borders is essential for developing coordinated conservation strategies and ensuring the long-term health of these globally significant ecosystems. Protecting permafrost and tundra environments is not just about preserving remote landscapes. It's about safeguarding the planet's life support systems, respecting indigenous cultures, and ensuring a sustainable future for all. It's about recognizing that we are all interconnected and the fate of these frozen realms is inextricably linked to our own. The permafrost thaw, a looming climate threat. Imagine a giant freezer packed with centuries of frozen dinners left unplugged in the summer sun. That's a simplified way to picture the massive problem of thawing permafrost. For millennia, this frozen ground has locked away vast stores of organic matter. But as global temperatures rise, this icy grip is loosening. Permafrost is ground that remains frozen for at least 2 consecutive years. It holds an estimated 1.7 trillion tons of carbon. As this ground thaws, microbes decompose organic matter, releasing greenhouse gases. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. More permafrost thaws, more greenhouse gases are released. This perpetuates the cycle and amplifies the warming trend. It's like leaving the freezer door open. The rate of permafrost thaw is alarming. For every degree Celsius of warming, we could lose an area of permafrost the size of Australia. This thawing is already having visible impacts across the Arctic. The thawing of permafrost is not a distant threat. It's happening now. It's a stark reminder that climate change is a present reality, demanding urgent action. Tundra under pressure, a shifting mosaic of life. Imagine a delicate wildflower meadow, its vibrant colors slowly overtaken by shrubs and trees. Climate change disrupts the delicate balance of tundra ecosystems. The tundra, with its low-lying vegetation and permafrost, is vulnerable. Rising temperatures disrupt this delicate balance. The tree line advances northward, driven by warmer temperatures. Shrubs expand, outcompeting mosses, lichens, and wildflowers. This shift affects the entire tundra food web. Caribou, reindeer, and musk oxen face dwindling food sources. Lemmings and other small mammals lose habitat. The warming climate alters key events in the tundra. Spring arrives earlier, disrupting plant growth and animal migration. These changes lead to population declines and local extinctions. The tundra's shifting mosaic reflects the impacts of a warming world. Protecting this fragile ecosystem requires addressing climate change. The human footprint, extracting resources, leaving scars. Imagine a pristine Arctic landscape, its vastness and beauty untouched by human hands suddenly disrupted by the roar of machinery, the clang of drilling rigs and the construction of pipelines snaking across the tundra. This is the reality of the Arctic today, as the allure of untapped resources collides with the urgent need to protect this fragile environment. The Arctic, once considered remote and inaccessible, is now at the forefront of a global rush for resources driven by dwindling reserves elsewhere and fueled by technological advancements that make extraction in these challenging conditions increasingly feasible. The extraction of oil, natural gas, minerals, and other resources from the Arctic comes at a steep environmental cost. Drilling operations disturb wildlife habitats, fragment migration corridors, and increase the risk of spills and leaks, potentially contaminating soil, water, and air. The construction of roads, pipelines, and other infrastructure leaves lasting scars on the tundra, disrupting natural drainage patterns, thawing permafrost, and facilitating the spread of invasive species. The increased accessibility of the Arctic also brings with it the potential for greater human activity, including shipping, tourism, and industrial development. While these activities can bring economic benefits to Arctic communities, they also increase the pressure on fragile ecosystems, introduce pollutants, and disrupt traditional ways of life. The Arctic is not just a source of resources, it's a home to unique cultures, diverse ecosystems, and globally significant climate regulators. Balancing economic development with environmental protection is crucial for ensuring the long-term health of the Arctic and the well-being of the people who depend on it. Embracing sustainable practices, minimizing environmental impacts, and prioritizing the rights and voices of Indigenous communities are essential for navigating this delicate balance and securing a sustainable future for the Arctic. Imagine a domino effect, where one falling domino triggers the next, and so on. This visualizes the cascading effects of change in permafrost and tundra ecosystems. Small disturbances can have ripple effects throughout the entire web of life. Thawing permafrost releases methane, a potent greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. It also releases nutrients, altering plant communities and affecting animals. Changes in tundra vegetation have cascading effects. Shrubs encroach, shading out lichens, vital for caribou and reindeer. This forces animals to seek alternative food sources, leading to competition. The warming climate disrupts the delicate timing of events in the Arctic. Earlier thaws and later freezes affect plant-pollinator synchronization. Changes in ice melt disrupt marine mammal migration patterns. The Arctic's interconnected ecosystems are highly sensitive to change. Understanding these effects is crucial for developing effective conservation strategies. Imagine a future where the Arctic, once a pristine wilderness, becomes a shadow of its former self. Its permafrost thawed, its tundra transformed, its wildlife decimated. This is not a future we are destined for, but it's a future we must actively prevent. The fate of the Arctic, and indeed the planet, depends on our collective action to address the urgent threats facing these fragile environments. It's a call to action, a plea for global cooperation, and a responsibility we cannot afford to ignore. The most critical step in protecting the Arctic is addressing the root cause of climate change, the excessive release of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, improving energy efficiency, and promoting sustainable land management practices are essential for curbing emissions and mitigating the impacts of a warming world. International cooperation is paramount. The Arctic is not confined by political boundaries, and its fate is intertwined with the actions of nations around the globe. Sharing knowledge, resources, and best practices is crucial for developing coordinated conservation strategies, supporting scientific research, and ensuring the long-term health of these globally significant ecosystems. Empowering Indigenous communities, who have been stewards of the Arctic for millennia, is essential for effective conservation efforts. Their traditional knowledge, cultural practices, and deep understanding of these environments provide invaluable insights and guidance for navigating the challenges of a changing Arctic. Protecting the Arctic is not just an environmental issue, it's a human rights issue, an economic issue, and a moral imperative. It's about preserving biodiversity, respecting Indigenous cultures, and ensuring a sustainable future for all. It's about recognizing that the fate of the Arctic is inextricably linked to our own, and the time for action is now. We've journeyed together to the top of the world, to the land of the midnight sun, where the ground is frozen yet teeming with life. We've explored the mysteries of permafrost, a hidden giant that has shaped landscapes and locked away carbon for millennia. We've marveled at the resilience of tundra ecosystems, where plants hug the ground and animals have adapted to survive at the very edge of existence. But this journey has also revealed a stark reality. These environments are under threat, their delicate balance disrupted by the warming hand of climate change. The Arctic is not some distant, isolated realm. It's an integral part of our planet's life support system, influencing weather patterns, ocean currents, and the global climate. What happens in the Arctic doesn't stay in the Arctic. It ripples outward, impacting communities and ecosystems across the globe. The thawing permafrost releasing its long-held carbon into the atmosphere is a stark reminder that we are all connected, our actions having consequences that transcend borders and generations. We've seen how the tundra, once a symbol of resilience, is now a harbinger of change. The advancing tree line, the shifting vegetation patterns, the disrupted animal behaviors, these are all symptoms of a planet in distress. The Arctic is sending us a message, a cry for help that grows louder with each passing year. The question is, are we listening? The future of the Arctic, and indeed our own, depends on the choices we make today. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now. The Arctic, with its stark beauty and unforgiving conditions, might seem like an alien world to many. But it's a world worth fighting for, a tapestry of ice and life that deserves our respect, our awe, and our unwavering commitment to its preservation. It's a place where the interconnectedness of our planet is on full display, where the actions of one have consequences for all. We have the power to change course, to break the cycle of destruction, to forge a path toward a more sustainable future. We can choose to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, embrace renewable energy sources, and invest in technologies that mitigate our impact on the planet. We can choose to support policies that protect these fragile environments, that empower indigenous communities, that prioritize conservation over exploitation. The challenges are great, but so too is our capacity for innovation, for compassion, for collective action. We have the knowledge, the tools, and the moral imperative to make a difference. Let us not be remembered as the generation that stood idly by as the Arctic melted away. Let us be remembered as the generation that rose to the challenge, that chose hope over despair, that fought to preserve this precious planet for generations to come. The Arctic is calling. Let's answer with courage, with determination, with a love for this extraordinary planet we call home. The time for action is now, before the silence of the melting ice becomes a deafening roar of regret.